Temperatures have been high in Imperial County, killing 22 people so far this year. With the county expecting more days of extreme heat in the future, advocates say officials need to do more to protect vulnerable people, especially the homeless. iNewsSource has been following this story. Editor Mary Plummer joins us now with more on what's going on out there and why advocates, Mary, are making these claims.
That's right, Carlo. Nonprofit leaders that we interviewed for this story say that the city has neglected the needs of people who are homeless in recent months at the same time that they've been dealing with very hot temperatures over the summer. There are a couple of main concerns here. One is that the city's cooling center was only open a few hours a day over the summer. Another is the location of that center. The cooling center is located in the Calexico Community Center, which is about a mile away from where a lot of the homeless folks in Calexico are living. So access there has really been a challenge for a lot of people.
Mary, I understand that much like many things over the past year and a half, advocates are saying that the pandemic has actually made this specific issue worse. Could you elaborate on that?
Yes, and those problems seem to be lingering. Our photographer, Zoe Myers, spent time in Calexico in recent months working on this story. She worked on it with our reporter, Kate Cicada. I think we have some of Zoe's photos here now to show you. In talking with folks, she learned that some people living outdoors who are struggling to stay cool didn't even know of the cooling center. So there were some outreach and communication problems here. The fears of extreme weather were also clear. One person we interviewed was friends with someone who died after showing signs of heat exhaustion, and they worried that they might suffer the same fate. As you mentioned, more than 20 people have died so far this year. Another problem that we found is the closure of public restrooms downtown, and along with that comes access to public water fountains. So some real, basic necessities for people that they just haven't had access to, unfortunately.
So literally with the heat up in the high 110s, 120s, these people who don't have homes, these vulnerable people had nowhere to turn. Tragic situation. These pictures really bring it home. The advocates that are out there that are bringing this up and fighting for these people, what kind of changes would they like to see?
Going forward, advocates are calling for reopening the bathrooms and water fountains for one. They say that that would really help improve the situation. Also, the city is expected to receive $9.5 million from the American Rescue Plan. That is federal funding. Some of that money has already been allocated to other places. Services like police and fire services are getting a chunk of that money, but there's hope that another portion of it will help services for people who don't have dependable housing. Clearly, a lot more that needs to be done here with these climbing temperatures. This summer had some of the hottest days on record in the past 15 years. We took a look at the numbers there. If climate trends do continue, we could likely see, similar patterns next summer, Carlo.
Yeah, the homeless situation is a growing problem in California. We know this, and we're seeing some areas have very specific dangers, including the Imperial Valley and that heat. Mary Plummer with iNewsSource.org. Check them out. They are a great resource. Mary, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Carlo.